What's up everybody, Matty Mo here, and today we're revisiting the Galaxy Note 4 and Note Edge, which happens to be in its 4th generation. The large size and S Pen may not be for everybody, but the big power, big screen, and the ability to get things done offer a pretty sweet setup. This will be the 5th video in the Is It Worth It series, where we take a look at some of the flagship devices of 2014 and go over things such as what's changed, is it still worth buying, and how is the device aged today. The Note 4 was in my list of top 5 smartphones in 2014, so it's no surprise that we're revisiting the device. Now, I'm not going to go through all the specs all over again, as the device has been out for quite some time, but I have included them in the description down below for your reference. So here are some of the highlights that I loved about the Note 4 and Note Edge. First up is the build quality. Around the same time as the Galaxy Alpha, Samsung decided to start adding metal to their phones. I'm glad they did with the Note 4, as there is now metal that surrounds the device with these beautiful chamfered edges. It's not smooth in your hand since the edges are rigid, but it feels good and this phone will not slip out of your grip. When I first turned on this phone, the one thing I noticed right away was the screen. It wasn't the size that caught my eye, but the actual display itself. The colors are really vibrant and crispy, and even better than the year before. Samsung decided to make the screen QHD this time around, pumping up that pixel density to 515 ppi, which means you get some really sharp text, pictures, and colors. When I used this phone 6 months ago, I declared it the best screen at the time, and it's pretty close to still being the best screen today. Next up is the S Pen, which was also improved. The accuracy and sensitivity has been adjusted to be even better than previous generations, and being able to quickly pull up the Air Command menu allows access to some great productivity tools. The pen itself is more of a niche product and will only apply to people who use it for work. For others who use this device like they do a regular GS5 or other smartphone, they will find that they barely use the S Pen and its features. Now, if you love taking photos with your phone, then you will also find the Note 4 and Note Edge to do a great job. It's not as good as the iPhone 6 or 6 Plus, but it definitely has one of the better cameras on an Android phone. The gorgeous display makes for an excellent viewfinder, and the Note 4 is capable of capturing a huge amount of detail. Overall, color reproduction is great, and HDR does a pretty good job. However, low light performance is not bad either, but could be a bit better. So now that I mentioned the highlights, here's what I didn't like about the Note 4 when I first used it back in October of 2014. First up was the battery life. The battery life has been inconsistent with me. Now, first of all, the Note Edge has a smaller 3000 mAh battery, whereas the Note 4 has a 3220 mAh battery. But the thing is, I got better battery life on the Note Edge than I did on the Note 4. And even after I upgraded the Note 4 to Android 5.0 Lollipop, I still got better battery life on the Note Edge. For example, I was averaging 21 hours with the Note 4 and about 4 hours of screen on time, whereas the Note Edge I was pushing to 36 hours. Now, I'm not saying the battery life is terrible, because it's not, and you'll have no problems making it through the day and the night. It's just that one of the reasons people flock to the Note line is for the 2-day battery life, which was possible on some of the older models. To make sure this wasn't a faulty battery, I read a few other reviews, and it seems like the battery life was inconsistent. Some reviewers said they got really good battery life, and others said not so much. Now, for all you Note 4 owners out there, let me know in the comments below how your battery life does. I want to know what you guys have to say. Next up is bloatware and TouchWiz. Like I mentioned previously, some people who buy the Note 4 is for the ability to use the S Pen. And because of this, Samsung has baked in a lot of S Pen specific functions on top of all the other functions that Samsung usually puts in with their TouchWiz enabled phones. And to top all of this off, add the carrier bloatware, and all of a sudden you have a really bogged down device. Because of this, I felt the phone was just full of too much bloatware. And even though the hardware was fast and capable, there were times I'd get stutters and lag from opening an app or switching between them. However, I do have to admit, since upgrading to Android 5.0 Lollipop, things have gotten better. For example, there's no more menus inside of menus in the settings menu, and when you hit the multitasking button, there's no longer a delay before it opens up. I just wish Samsung only included things that needed to be there and removed the unnecessary stuff that slows down the user experience. For someone who is new to the Note line, the phone can feel overbearing. And finally, my last complaint is the Fingerprint Scanner. If you've used Touch ID or the Fingerprint Scanner on the GS6, then it's hard to like the Fingerprint Scanner on the Note 4. The whole swipe down method is annoying. If you swipe too fast or too slow, it just doesn't work. Don't get me wrong, it's improved over the one on the GS5, but it's still not nearly as nice as Touch ID or the one on the Galaxy S6. Now before wrapping this up, I just want to mention one thing about the Note Edge. Like I mentioned previously before, the Note Edge has not received the upgrade to Android 5.0 Lollipop as of yet. Don't get me wrong, it has begun rolling out in other places in the world, it just hasn't made its way here to North America. Now if you're a left-handed person like myself, I really suggest staying away from this phone. As of right now, in order to reach the other side, you have to stretch your thumb, which makes it impossible to use some of the Edge features. Now, in order to make this work for a left-handed person, you have to enable left-handed mode and then flip the screen upside down in order to use the Edge specific functions. This is really not a practical way to use your device. Now, why does everyone have to hate on us lefties? So what's the bottom line then? Should you pick one up or should you not? I most definitely think the Note 4 is still a really good purchase, especially if you prefer a bigger phone, big screen, and need the S Pen functionality to get work done. Now, if you want to pick one up, it'll cost you $300 Canadian on a 2-year contract, which is a much better deal than buying an iPhone 6 Plus, which costs $479 Canadian. Now, if you prefer to buy it off contract, it'll cost you $800 Canadian or $750 US. Now, for those of you considering the Note Edge, stick with the Note 4. First of all, it's $100 cheaper, Samsung updates it faster, and it looks like they're going to be supporting it for much longer as well. I'm really excited to see what the Note 5 brings, and I'm also curious to whether they're going to keep a similar design or make it more similar to the GS6 with an all-metal frame and glass front and back. So what do you guys think of the Note 4? Is it still worth the purchase? And for those of you who have a Note 4, let me know in the comments below what you like and dislike about your phone. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see everybody in the next episode.